And let's talk now to security expert and former United States Army captain of the U.S. Army, Bish Johnson, who joins us live via Zoom. Mr. Johnson, let's begin with your reaction to what government has now termed as a responsibility on the part of foreign embassies, the way and manner they have gone with the travel advisories.
Thank you and good evening good evening and thank you for having me. Look, what has happened is this is traditionally what the United States does. You know, whenever there is a credible intelligence that they believe is going to impact the lives of their citizens, they will advise their citizens to take precautionary measures. Is a tradition. It's something that they do not just only in Nigeria, but they've done it repeatedly in other countries. At the same time, I can understand the concern of the Nigerian government as well, because in this particular instance, we've seen the level of reactions that was generated. There was panic amongst the Nigerian society, and this affected a lot of socio-economic activities in the country. And so I think that going forward, what they are doing now is what ought to have been done for those alerts are issued. I think there should be more engagement behind the scenes. If these foreign embassies or governments, if there's any credible intelligence, which they have, I think it would be advisable that the relationship between Nigeria and those countries are such that those countries are comfortable and have confidence in sharing those intelligence information with Nigerian government, and that all of them work in synergy to be able to, one, achieve the objectives and obligations of those countries to their citizens, because it's a sacrosanct obligation for U.S. Department of State to protect American lives anywhere at any time. And at the same time, the Nigerian government has a responsibility to maintain calm even in the presence of an impending state violence. So there should be that synergy and communication between all these countries and Nigeria so that these objectives, the foreign government objectives and the Nigerian objectives are achieved at the same time. And I think that can be done.
And we've seen how this played out, the implication with fear and panic that followed with Abuja residents. So the foreigners have a place to go to. That's why an advisory is saying leave. But how does it work? What's the standard practice if this was happening in America? Do you also share this intel with the public?
Yes, if there is any intel that requires citizens to take precautions, the government does not hesitate to make those information available to American citizens. But this is usually done through the various police departments. They're usually very localized. And the information is usually very direct and specific as to communities that will be affected. And the police departments in those communities will always issue some kind of alerts. They call it amber alerts to citizens and residents that look, there's a dangerous individual out there. You need to be very careful. You need to be very cautious. Take every precautionary measures to protect your safety and the safety of your family. So yes, they do issue alert to their citizens even within the United States if there's any credible intel as to whether there will be violence or terrorist attack in a particular community.
Apparently, there's what the US and the UK are saying, which is quite different from what the Nigerian government is saying. The Nigerian government is saying there's no cause for alarm. Do you think it's easy for Abuja residents to decide who to believe now?
Well, it's usually difficult, you know, considering the fact that the US and the UK, these are seen to be superpowers, and we've seen them in action. We've seen them giving intelligence in various places and in various countries, and the intel that they give usually turn out to be true. And so when you have this kind of warning coming from those countries, and I believe Canada also joined them, if you have this kind of alert coming out from those countries with with their level of sophistication in terms of intelligence gathering, both in terms of electronic and human intel gathering, and they come out and issue this kind of security alert in a country, a third world country for that matter, like Nigeria, it will be very difficult for Nigerian government to be able to maintain control as far as keeping the people calm.
Well, the country and the capital is safe. That's what the National Security Advisor is saying. We have to leave it now, here because of time. Thank you so much for talking to us. Bish Johnson, security expert. He joined us live from Abuja. And now.